I think it's a great time to remind people that Funimation has never actually said that Vic Mignogna assaulted, harassed, or bothered anybody. In fact, they didn't even imply it. So what does that make Monica Rial and Ron Toye and Jamie Marchi? What's the word again? Oh, that's right. It makes them liars. But we knew that, right? Let's take a look. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Law-Splaining the Interwebs. I'm your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. And I think in kind of the miasma of the Vic Mignogna case, we've lost something. We've lost the fact that Funimation, his former employer, has not only foregone any income that Vic could have earned them over the past year, but Funimation has specifically spent $170,000-ish to go ahead and state under oath that not only did they not say that Vic Mignogna sexually assaulted or harassed anybody, they never even meant to imply it in any way. What's my source on this? Well, the affidavit of Scott Barretto, Senior Director or VP of Communications, the guy who actually authored the February 11th tweets about Vic Mignogna. You know, Funimation hasn't said anything since that specifically related to Mignogna's termination, at least not publicly, and at least not through what they are claiming is their own mouthpiece, right? Through the Funimation Twitter app or any sort of official company statements. Now, I mean, maybe they're just benefiting off the fact that they have a bunch of contractors running around saying everything for them. But according to Funimation, and let's be very clear here, Funimation has suggested that Monica Rial, Ron Toye, Jamie Marchi, any of these other people, none of them speak for Funimation, but Funimation. Only Funimation and its executive team speaks on behalf of Funimation. So, what is the only person who has commented under oath about this specific issue, about these tweets, about what Funimation said about Vic Mignogna? What did they have to say when they are forced under penalty of perjury to speak the truth? What did they say? Well, let's take a look. Here's what Scott Barretto says about those tweets. Funimation nowhere stated or implied in any of its tweets that Mignogna had engaged in any harassment or intimidation, sexual or otherwise. And he goes on to say, I am aware of the purpose of Funimation's tweets because I drafted them for the company in my role of Senior Director of Public Relations. Later on in his affidavit, he goes on to state this. No statement by Funimation in its February 11th, 2019 tweets is intended to defame Mignogna in any way, nor do the statements imply that Mignogna engaged in any harassing or threatening behavior. Funimation has not made any other public statement about Mignogna since its tweet on February 11th, 2019. This, of course, is something I've talked about briefly back and forth through all of this. There are so many videos. They're just hours and hours of content from this channel, from other channels. There are thousands and thousands of tweets about this, and sometimes it gets lost. And I feel like now we need to be very precise and concise about this. Funimation, according to Funimation, has never stated that Vic Mignogna did anything untoward towards anybody. A lot of people are jumping into this discussion and have over the past 10 months on the basis that Funimation fired Vic because of some sort of issue that they had with him. But Funimation has never actually stated that. And they have not only not stated that, they've stated the opposite of that under oath, and they've spent roughly $170,000 to get that message out there. Funimation does not accuse Vic Mignogna of sexual harassment, assault, or any other kind of harassment or assault, which relegates all of the credibility given to the termination of Vic by Funimation moot. There isn't any. People have suggested that Funimation fired Vic due to some impropriety or improper behavior. Funimation has never stated that publicly, ever. And they've, actually, Funimation, according to Scott Barretto, has never stated that at all, ever, or even implied it. Because according to the language of Barretto's affidavit, to do so would be defamatory towards Vic. So not only does Funimation not accuse him, but by their very words, to accuse him would be defamatory. I think that's pretty important. I think that's getting missed. And I think anybody kind of looking at this situation needs to take into consideration the fact that Vic's own employer, who conducted the investigation, didn't actually say the things that the other defendants are claiming they said. What does that make the other defendants again? Oh, and by the way, the defendants have had significant discussion, according to the defendants, with Funimation about this. Emails back and forth and all sorts of things. But Funimation calls that defamatory, and Funimation says that they didn't say it or imply it. That must mean that the other people saying it and implying it are liars, who knowingly are lying, right? Because Funimation says it's defamatory, and they've spoken with Funimation on the matter. I just wanted to put this out there because I think that little detail gets forgotten. The only party with any credibility in any of this would, I guess, be Funimation if you give credibility to whatever investigation they say they conducted. And if that investigation says, we actually don't have anything to say that Vic did any of this, then that's a problem for the whole narrative, isn't it? Anyway, just something to think about and a reminder of what's actually been said under oath by the only company with any information about it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like it. Please share the video. Please make sure that people know that Funimation itself has never said that. And not only have they not said it, they've spent $170,000 to not say it. They've spent a bunch of money to specifically clear up the issue that people think that they fired Vic Mignogna for some sort of improper behavior. And they have never said that, and they've spent a bunch of money to say the opposite. What do you think? Go ahead, drop a comment about it. Tell me what you think. Who's lying here? Who's lying? Is someone lying under oath? I think somebody's lying under oath. Oh, God, what is that? Oh, it smells like Jamie Markey, Monica Rial, and Ron Toye. Have a good night. Peace.